probably won't be the last, but unplugging from your technology and your devices is a really important self-care method. We get wound up into technology. There's so many wonderful things that technology can do for us. The research, the information, the communication, the contact, it's endless, and it's phenomenal, the things that we've achieved with our technology. But with that is the double-edged sword of creating a new addiction and creating a new distraction and creating a new thing that consumes us and our time. So I want you to set down your phone, walk away from your computer, put down the TV remote, and be present. Find 5 minutes without technology, without a device, without something distracting you from yourself, from your thoughts, from the people that you are around. Technology can be fabulous. Like I've mentioned, it's a great tool. But when we get into social media and we get into portrayals on our television sets, we start seeing things to compare ourselves to. And many, many studies have been done on the effects that media has on us as individuals, on our self-esteem, on our perceptions of what's right, what's wrong, what's beautiful, what's ugly. And when we immerse ourselves in a constant flow of this stuff, we start creating jealousy, envy, depression. We start comparing, we feel lonely, we feel isolated, disconnected, and it creates this void in us. So if you step away from technology, you have the time to really look at yourself and the life that you're living, the kinds of connections that you're making. You get to immerse yourself in all of those different things without the need for this comparison, without the need for the doubts and the pieces that could potentially eat away at you. There's this new thing called FOMO, the fear of missing out. And it is now a psychological disorder. When we are constantly in our social media feeds, we fear that we're missing out on something really wonderful. And this psychological effect has us constantly thirsting for our phone. Another study said that the average person, picks up their phone and checks every 6.5 minutes to see if there's a message, if there's an email, if something, if Facebook went off, whether they have their notifications set or not. Think about that. Can you go 6.5 minutes without looking at your phone? So all I'm asking is for you to unplug for 5 minutes, completely devoid of all technology, without thinking about it, without wondering. Observe. And that brings me to my next point, why I want you to unplug. A lot of the time, we don't really realize that we're addicted to something until that thing is gone, until we've removed that thing from our attention. And then we start wondering and thinking about it and going, oh, but I need to, and we create excuses to find that thing and bring it back to us. Do you have an addiction? Are you really hooked on your social media feeds or on television? When's the last time you unplugged, walked away from it and said, I got this? We deserve to connect with ourselves. And when we're hooked in on our feeds and our television sets and our video games, we don't connect with ourselves. We're connecting with something outside of us and filling our mind and not allowing that space to foster and grow. There's this wonderful woman named Anne Lamott, and she said almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including yourself. And I really liked that. That really hit me when I first read that, because it's true. If you unplug a computer, if you unplug a printer, if you unplug your phone, you reboot, that classic IT line, did you try turning it off and on again? Chances are it will start working. It resets and it's back to its normal state. So unplug. Let yourself be present. Let yourself tap into your emotional intelligence. Foster that EQ. Allow yourself to tap in and be in the present moment. Be here right now. There's a lot happening for you right now. There's no need to fill it with things outside of yourself because you are here. Your thoughts are here. And that's a wonderful thing to feel, experience, and observe. So observe that. See where you are. And I'm sure if you saw my little commentary about sleep, you also noted that when you unplug from screens, it really encourages a proper sleep cycle. You give yourself that downtime to set the motion that sleep and rest is nigh. So if you're worried you can't do it for 5 minutes, power your phone off. That will give you a limited amount of time where you're not connecting to your device. You can download apps that will limit your usage. There are things that will also monitor your usage, so then you can kind of do an accountability check, like how much time do I really spend on Facebook? You know, am I really playing that Candy Crush or Clash of Clans or whatever game for only a couple minutes, or is it really more like hours? There's things that you can do to check in and see what you're doing with your technology use. I encourage you. But if you think you can handle it, just unplug. Just do it for 5 minutes. Add to it if you like. Do 5 minutes every hour where you are not touching any form of device. You won't regret it. Talk to you tomorrow.